Imagine, if you will, a slow and gentle lift. The ground begins to fall away, not with a sudden rush, but with the soft grace of a rising balloon. You are ascending, leaving the busy streets of Cebu city behind. The sounds of the everyday world begin to fade, replaced by a quiet hum, a soft whisper of air around you. The world below transforms into a miniature landscape, a living map unfolding before your very eyes. You feel a sense of calm settle over you, a peaceful detachment from the hustle and bustle. The air is warm and still, holding you gently as you climb higher and higher into the late afternoon sky. It is a moment of pure tranquility, the beginning of a truly special journey. Your perspective shifts with every foot you rise. The individual cars become tiny specks of color, moving in slow, coordinated lines along ribbons of gray roads. You can see the patterns of the city, the grid of streets, the open spaces of parks, and the winding paths of neighborhoods. The feeling is not one of power, but of wonder. You are a quiet observer, floating peacefully above it all, watching the life of the city move in a silent, rhythmic dance. Now turn your gaze toward the east, where the city meets the sea. A magnificent coastline stretches out as far as the eye can see, a graceful curve separating the land from the water. The sea is a breathtaking spectacle of blues. Near the shore, the water is a light, translucent turquoise, so clear you can almost imagine the white sand beneath it. Further out, this gentle blue deepens into a rich sapphire, and then a profound, dark azure in the distance. Along the edge of the land, you can see brilliant white sand beaches. They look like soft, bright ribbons trimming the green land. You can see the gentle waves rolling toward the shore, their white crests appearing as delicate lace frothing upon the sand. The coastline is not a straight line, but a series of gentle coves and protective bays, each holding its own small world of peace and beauty. Look closely, and you might see the faint outlines of coral reefs just below the surface of the shallow waters. Small boats, known as bancas, look like tiny water insects scattered across the turquoise canvas, their outriggers creating delicate lines on the water's surface. They move slowly, some heading out to sea for the evening's catch, others returning to the shore. The Mactan Channel, the strait that separates Mactan Island from the main island of Cebu, is a busy waterway, yet from here, it looks serene. The famous bridges stretch across the water like elegant, slender threads, connecting the two land masses. Let us now drift back over the heart of the city. As the sun begins its slow descent, the urban landscape starts to glow with a different kind of light. The streets, which were gray ribbons just moments ago, are now filling with the warm, golden light of thousands of street lamps and building windows. They form a brilliant, sparkling grid, a network of light that pulses with a gentle energy. The city is alive, and from up here, its heartbeat is visible as a soft, rhythmic glow. The tall buildings in the central business district stand like proud sentinels, their windows reflecting the last colors of the sunset, turning them into towers of amber and rose gold. You can trace the main thoroughfares like Osmeña Boulevard as they become rivers of light flowing through the city. The headlights and taillights of the cars create moving streams of white and red, a constant, silent flow that shows the city's ceaseless activity. Yet from this distance there is no noise, no chaos. It is all transformed into a beautiful and intricate light show. You can see the brighter, denser clusters of light in the commercial centers and the softer, more spread-out glow of the residential neighborhoods. Amidst the glowing grid, you can spot the darker patches of parks and open spaces. These areas provide a soft contrast, like quiet pools of darkness in a sea of light. They are the lungs of the city, places of rest and nature amidst the urban sprawl. Let your gaze drift toward the older part of the city, near the port. There, nestled among the buildings, you can make out a distinct landmark, even from this height. It is a small, octagonal building, a stone kiosk that holds a treasure of immense historical significance. This is the home of Magellan's Cross. From the sky, it may not look grand, but its presence is powerful. It is the very heart of Cebu's long and storied past, a symbol of the arrival of Christianity in the Philippines. It stands near the Basilica Minore del Santo Niño, another historic church whose roof you can just make out. The old colonial architecture in this district, with its red-tiled roofs and stone walls, stands in contrast to the modern structures nearby. It is a living museum, and you are floating over it, able to see how the layers of history are built upon one another. The cross is not just a tourist attraction, it is an anchor, grounding the bustling modern metropolis in its deep and meaningful past. Drifting peacefully above, you can appreciate the enduring power of this symbol. Now let us float toward the coastline once more, this time focusing on the bustling port of Cebu. It is one of the busiest seaports in the country, and from above, it is a fascinating spectacle of order and movement. The harbor is a mosaic of different shapes and sizes. Alongside the long, straight lines of the piers, massive container ships are docked, their decks covered in colorful stacks of cargo containers that look like tiny, neatly arranged building blocks. The water of the harbor is a hive of activity, yet from your serene position, it all appears as a slow, graceful ballet. Large passenger ferries, painted in bright whites and blues, move with a stately pace, leaving long white wakes behind them on the dark water. You can see the intricate dance of logistics unfolding below, cranes lifting containers, vehicles moving along the docks, and ships preparing to depart or arrive. It is a complex system, working with a quiet efficiency that is beautiful to behold from the air. As the evening settles, the port begins to sparkle with its own constellation of lights. The ships are illuminated, their decks and cabins glowing brightly. The reflections of these lights shimmer on the surface of the water, creating long dancing columns of gold and white. Let us now turn our backs to the sea and drift inland toward the west. Here, a dramatic transformation takes place. The dense glowing grid of the city begins to thin out. Slowly but surely, the concrete and steel give way to a vast expanse of deep, velvety green. You are now floating over the place where the city meets the mountains. These are the mountains of Cebu, a protective spine that runs down the length of the island. From the air, they look like a giant sleeping creature, its back covered in a dark green blanket. As you drift over them, you can see deep valleys and sharp ridges carved by time and nature. The last light of the setting sun catches the highest peaks, painting them in soft hues of orange and pink, while the valleys below are already sinking into the deep shadows of night. It is a world away from the bright lights of the coast. There are very few lights in this green expanse, only the occasional isolated sparkle from a remote house or a small village nestled in a valley. It is a powerful reminder that just beyond the bustling city lies a world of untamed nature. Floating above this boundary between two worlds is a profoundly moving experience. On one side, you have the vibrant, man-made energy of the city, a testament to human creativity and ambition. On the other, you have the serene, timeless power of nature, a source of peace and renewal. As we continue to drift over the green highlands, our eyes adjust to the gentler landscape below. The steep mountain slopes gradually give way to rolling hills and plateaus. Here, nestled among the greenery, you can see small patches of cultivated land. They look like neat quilts of different shades of green and brown, laid carefully upon the hillsides. From this height, you can appreciate the hard work and artistry of the farmers who have shaped this land. The terraced fields follow the natural contours of the hills, creating beautiful flowing patterns. Here and there you can spot small clusters of houses, forming quiet rural villages. They are not connected by a dense grid of roads, but by simple winding paths that meander through the landscape. The lights from these homes are few and far between, offering a soft, warm glow that seems much more intimate than the bright glare of the city. Look closely at the landscape, and you might see the famous flower gardens of Cebu. Even in the fading light, you can make out the organized rows of color, a vibrant splash against the deep green of the surrounding hills. These gardens are like secret treasures hidden in the mountains, a burst of joy and beauty. Further on, you might spot the distinctive architecture of a mountain resort or a quiet temple, places where people from the city come to seek peace and reconnect with nature. These spots are oases of tranquility, offering breathtaking views and a respite from the stresses of daily life. Floating silently above this rural scene, you feel a deep sense of calm. There is a purity and honesty to this landscape that is deeply soothing. This is the other side of Cebu, the gentle, nurturing heartland that complements the vibrant energy of its coast. Now, as our journey nears its end, let us turn our gaze to the western horizon. The sun has finally dipped below the distant mountains, but it has left behind a spectacular farewell gift. The sky is ablaze with color, a magnificent canvas painted with the most incredible hues. Directly above where the sun disappeared, the sky is a brilliant fiery orange, so intense it seems to be glowing from within. This fiery heart bleeds outward into softer shades of gold and yellow, which then melt into delicate pinks and soft lilacs. Higher up in the sky, the pinks and lilacs deepen into a rich royal purple. The clouds, which were white and fluffy just a short while ago, have been transformed. They have caught the last rays of the sun and are now streaked with brilliant shades of orange, magenta, and gold. They look like fiery brushstrokes painted across the sky, adding depth and drama to the scene. This magnificent light show is reflected on the world below. The surface of the sea now mirrors the colors of the sky, creating a shimmering expanse of liquid gold and purple. The windows of the tallest buildings in the city catch the last light, flashing with a final brilliant gleam before surrendering to the night. The entire landscape, from the mountains to the sea, is bathed in this soft, magical glow. It is a moment of pure magic, a fleeting period of transition between the day and the night, and you are privileged to witness it from the best seat in the world. This sunset is a perfect closing act for your aerial journey over Cebu. It has painted the city, the sea, and the mountains in a final, glorious light, leaving you with a memory of breathtaking color and profound tranquility. And so our gentle journey through the sky comes to a close. Imagine yourself now, slowly, softly, beginning your descent. The world below grows larger, the details becoming clearer once more. The miniature landscape gradually transforms back into a life-sized city. But you are not the same as when you began this journey. You are carrying a newfound sense of peace and a fresh perspective within you. The memory of the view from above will stay with you long after your feet touch the ground. You will remember the stunning tapestry of the coastline, with its shades of blue and ribbons of white sand. You will recall the city as a beautiful constellation of light, its heartbeat a silent, rhythmic pulse. You have seen how all these different parts of Cebu come together to create a single, harmonious whole. This 10-minute escape was more than just a visual experience. It was a journey for the soul. The feeling of floating peacefully, of being suspended between the earth and the sky, is a feeling you can return to in your mind whenever you need a moment of peace. So let yourself relax completely. Close your eyes and hold on to this beautiful image of Cebu from above. Allow the memory of this aerial escape to be your own private sanctuary, a place of calm you can visit anytime you wish. Cebu has shared its beauty with you from a unique perspective, and now that peaceful vision is yours to keep. A gentle reminder of the bliss that can be found when you simply take a moment to look at the world from a different point of view.